Hello and welcome to another lesson on soundproofing. Today we're going to be talking all about your home theater. So you're trying to build a home theater and you want it to be isolated, which makes a lot of sense, but you're not quite sure what the best way to do it is. So I'm going to go through a summary and I'm going to have links to some of my other videos. So this will be the video to begin your journey on how to design and plan soundproofing your home theater. Before I jump in, I do have a free resource for you. This is my free soundproofing workshop. It's 45 minutes of in-depth teaching going into everything I know about soundproofing and getting you on that right track to building your soundproof room. So to check that out right away, just go to soundproofyourstudio.com/workshop. That's soundproofyourstudio.com/workshop. All right, let's jump into this lesson on how to build a soundproof home theater. All right, the first thing we're going to talk about is the room size. You may have heard the term room ratio before, and in recording studio design, this is an important topic to think about because the shape of our room will affect the acoustics in the room. Now, a home theater is not like a recording studio, but you still want to hear crisp dialogue from your movies and have that heavy-hitting, nice clean bass in the low end from your subwoofer. So room acoustics are still important in our home theater environment. For that reason, if you have the luxury of starting out with a good room ratio to begin with, then that can make the acoustics of your room that much easier to treat when you finish your isolation design. Now, room ratios is a huge topic that I've covered many times on this channel, so I'm going to link the link in the card above here on the video that you can click on to go in depth into my theory and ideas on room ratio calculators, which room ratios to use, and how to go about using them or not using them in your design. So definitely check out that link above. Again, the important thing right now is to know that room ratios are an option and they can be beneficial to you if they work in your existing space. All right, now let's talk about the floor. How do you soundproof the floor of your home theater? The best way to soundproof the floor of your home theater is going to be to build it on an existing or a new concrete slab. So this could be the concrete slab in your basement, concrete slab in your garage, or if you're building an addition on the back of your house or a freestanding structure, build it with a concrete slab. This will save you thousands and thousands of dollars and provide excellent isolation on the floor. If you happen to be building your home theater on the second story or on the first floor of a home where you do not have a concrete slab, it's just going to be so much harder to achieve the level of isolation you probably want. And I highly recommend maybe moving it to a different location or not isolating at all, just because the floor can cost you $4,000 alone to isolate when you have to float that floor. So keep that in mind. We want to build on a concrete slab always, if possible. All right, let's talk next about our walls. So the typical design that I always recommend that everyone use is the double wall system. This is where you have either an existing wall or you're building a new wall, and then you build another wall with a 1-inch air gap from that wall, and you create your isolation system from there. You can see in this diagram that this wall with just 2 layers of 5/8 inch drywall on each side can give you an STC rating of 63, which is really good. That will be fairly adequate for your home studio. Now, if you have deep subwoofer bass, I highly recommend doing 3 or 4 layers of drywall on either side of your double wall system. So just to go over the system again, on our exterior wall, we have 2 layers of drywall, a 2x4 or 2x6 wall structure with something like Owens Corning pink insulation in the center, a 1-inch air gap, some more insulation on the exterior wall, and then 2 more layers of 5/8 inch drywall. And that is the essence of our double wall system. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, Wilson, I have concrete walls all the way around my basement. What about those? It's a great question. You can use the concrete walls as the outside part of the double wall system. Then you just build a new wall with at least a 1-inch air gap from that concrete wall, and the same logic applies. 2x4 studs, Owens Corning pink insulation, or blown cellulose, or whatever insulation you want to use, and then 2 layers of 5/8 inch drywall. And that will work great. Like I said before, if you want that added benefit with low subwoofer bass in your home theater, I highly recommend trying to do 3 or 4 layers of drywall just to give you that added security of not having that low subwoofer bass transfer throughout the rest of the house. Now, let's talk about the ceiling. The very best way to soundproof a ceiling is to build a new ceiling off the inside of your double wall system. So you would basically build a new ceiling framed off of those interior walls and attach the drywall to that new ceiling. This is the best. It's simply your entire structure is a room within a room. However, most people in existing homes, and especially for your home theater, may not have the luxury of losing that much space to create a brand new system, a brand new ceiling that's not touching the existing ceiling. In that case, what I like to use are acoustic clips and furring channel on top of those acoustic clips, which decouples the drywall. You can put the drywall into the furring channel that's attached to the acoustic clips, which is attached to the ceiling joists, and that will decouple the drywall from your floor above, thus isolating it from the vibration and the airborne sound that will travel through the drywall, but it won't travel into your ceiling joists and the rest of your house. Again, if you're using this system, I highly recommend using isolation clips like the IB1 clip, or it's also called the A237 clip, is going to be the cheapest one. It'll still work. Or if you want to get a little extra isolation, you could try using the RISC-1 clips, or the Hush Frame rafts are another great option in that price point. So those are the clips I recommend, and each one has its own furring channel recommendations. Usually it's 25 gauge, 7/8 inch furring channel, but for the Hush Frame rafts, what's cool about them is you can actually use 1x2s or 1x3s as the actual channel that you then shoot the drywall into. So that should give you a start and an idea for how to soundproof your ceiling. Again, I recommend 3 to 4 layers on your ceiling, especially because that's where most of the sound is going to go into the rest of your house. All right, let's talk about doors. Ideally, you're going to have just one door because doors are really expensive. So we want to minimize the holes in our wall system. So one door is ideal, and no windows ideally as well. The one door should actually be 2 doors. So we're going to have a communicating door system through the entryway. So with our double wall system, we're going to have one solid core door on the inside wall and one solid core door on the outside wall. The doors will then need to be completely airtight, meaning we need to put acoustic seals all the way around the door on all 4 sides of the door. You technically should use solid core doors or metal doors that are extremely heavy. We're looking at the 60-pound range for the solid core doors, and then I like to add 3/4 inch plywood to the back of those solid core doors to get them upwards of that 80 to 100-pound range to match the weight of our 2 layers of drywall. If you're using 3 or 4 layers of drywall, you really want to make your doors as heavy as those 3 to 4 layers of drywall, so that means increasing the weight of your doors. As you can tell, this gets very heavy and, of course, expensive. Now, going in depth into how to build soundproof doors is something that's way beyond the time limit of this video, but again, I've got a link right above me here that is one of my best videos on how to build a soundproof door. So definitely check that out if you're researching how to do this and want to build your own soundproof door. All right, that was a quick and fast and dirty 10,000-foot view of how to soundproof your home theater. But I hope for some of you who are beginning this journey, it clarified a lot of the junk that you don't need to do and focus in on what I think are the key aspects of a great soundproof home theater. So remember, check out the room ratio sides to see if you can fit in a good room ratio so your acoustics may sound better at the finished product. Make sure you build on a concrete slab. Make sure that you use a double wall system and that you use 2 to 4 layers of 5/8 inch Type X drywall on both sides of that wall system. Make sure that you decouple your ceiling using acoustic clips and channels, or if you have the luxury of height, making a brand new ceiling below the existing one. Lastly, if you're building your own doors and not buying pre-made doors, make sure that you seal up the doors completely and use very heavy doors that match the weight of the 2 to 4 layers of drywall on both sides of your double wall system. If you follow all of those recommendations, you will be light years ahead of most people building home theaters, and I guarantee you'll be very impressed with the amount of sound reduction and sound isolation you get from your home theater. All right, if you've enjoyed this lesson, definitely check out some more videos on the channel to get a deeper dive, but also check out that soundproofing workshop. That's going to be the most efficient way to learn everything you need to know about soundproofing. So to check it out, just go to soundproofyourstudio.com/workshop. That's soundproofyourstudio.com/workshop. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you every Monday with more information on soundproofing and room acoustics.